welcome back to the Gold League here for World of Tanks. I'm Joshua Clutch Gray, joined on the set by Randall Rukil-Holcomb, and we're going to be jumping into battle number 1 for match number 4 tonight, Sperglords versus Hammer Time. Quick rundown of what's happened with Sperglords so far. They have a win against Simple Tankers, which was an upset. And
big upset.
A big upset, and they had a loss against Fulcrum Gaming. No big surprise, Fulcrum Gaming's the best team, NA. And Hammer Time is looking pretty good. They have a win against Nerve and a win against No Limit. And I'm going to ask him about that T1 flag cap on Cliff.
That
was close.
Their hands must have been shaking after that one.
That was a very fun series. We'll jump into a face-off when we're ready here. Now, you guys got to see some of the history of the French tanks, and I found that history piece very intriguing when I watched it a while ago. Wargaming has a lot of really good content and entertainment pieces on their YouTube and on their website about the history of tanks. And the French had great tanks in the pre-World War I, World War I era, and they were so good that they didn't bother really upgrading them, where the rest of the Axis powers later on did and stormed France.
Germany just was prepared. Of course, they didn't. They just conquered Poland, and I'm wondering what. Well, then they weren't expecting them to come from the north. It was that, and then they just kept going.
And also, a lot of the men had perished in World War I in France because of the type of military.
There were plenty of veterans around, though, and actually the generals were kind of backwards thinking. So, not all of them, but a lot of them were just not as updated. The Germans were definitely more prepared.
Oh, it's incredible too when you think about Napoleon's how he organized his forces and how he was up against some of the Austrian and other forces in the day, and how backwards they would have been. I mean, not backwards, but they were old school, and Napoleon worked.
It's a whole different warfare style, though, Clutch, from tanks. I mean, tanks changed everything. Like, even when the Germans invaded, the Matilda was out there, and actually the German tanks weren't able to deal with the Matilda. They'd turn 88s on those.
Yeah, but it's always men. It's a lot of times it's men on the ground that make a lot of the differences as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys, go ahead and jump into the face-off between Sperglords and Hammer Time. Evening, gentlemen.
Evening.
How you doing?
Sperglords, to start with you, that win over Simple Tankers, how big was that for an ego boost, a confidence boost for you guys for the season?
Yeah, that felt really good. You know, we were really, really nervous. I think you could probably see some of that in our shots. I had a few guys talking about shaking hands, and yeah, it was tough, but it's good that we pulled it out. Yeah, we tried really hard, and we learned a lot from it too. We made a lot of mistakes, so we still have a long way to go, but it felt really good.
Well, it's a really good attitude to have. And what is the overall attitude of the team so far? Because you guys, you're sacrificing your Sunday night to be here, but you're part of something big, something great, where you can get some serious cash if you win it out. So what's your guys' attitude in the Gold League so far?
You know, we're just taking it one game at a time, kind of like what Soviet had said the other night to us. You know, the whole thing's an experience to us. We're not really sure what to expect. The time commitment, how much effort do we have to put in it to do well? All those things together combined, you know, we're still forming an opinion of, do we even want to be here, you know? But I think overall, we still have that deep down within us. We still have all that competitive nature, and we all want to be here. And so we're kind of trying to figure out where we lie and how we compete against these really high-level teams.
Well, Drynitz will send you home packing if you don't want to be here. He'll take the win, I'm sure. But Drynitz will tell you want to be here because Hammer Time is a team that performed well. They got to go to the finals in Vegas. They had a good time, and you guys are having a good time defeating Nerve and No Limit. What's the team attitude so far with 2 wins under your belt?
We're excited so far. Our new player that's on our main roster has been playing very well. Our backup players are coming along. I mean, we're feeling pretty good.
Now we're going to jump into the sounds of the game, hopefully by next week, to get that together for you guys. When you were on Cliff against No Limit with the 2 T1s on the flag cap, the T69 misses a shot. It's coming your way. What was the atmosphere like, Drynitz, when that happened?
Well, before that even happened, like, I was talking about the next game already. I pretty much conceded the win already to them, and like, it was just a big series of events that just went in our favor, and I was just shocked. I was really just laughing, and I was dumbfounded. I didn't know that could happen still. I didn't think we could win that game.
T1s, man.
But yeah,
T1s.
it was pretty crazy.
Got to believe in the power of the T1s. RJ representing Sperglords, any words for your opponent before we start this match?
Best of luck. I hope to learn a lot. Again, we're learning as we go here.
Thank you.
Drynitz, any words for RJ before we start?
Nope, same to you, man.
Thanks, man.
All right. Well-mannered, both of you. Hammer time, you have the higher seed. Heads or tails for the coin flip?
Let's go tails again.
Niall's going to go for tails. Does it fail? It does. It's going to be heads. RJ, for Sperglords, map choice or defer?
We will defer.
Defer. Hammer time, what is your map choice?
Let's play mines.
Mines.
Seems like a lucky map.
Lucky map on mines. Why not? And where will be your spawn position, RJ?
We'll take north.
North side for Sperglords, south side for Hammer time on mines. Gentlemen, best of luck.
All right, thank you.
And we want to also remind everyone to please follow us on Twitter at WGLNA. Send us pictures and a short description of your favorite tank in the World War II era, hashtag WW2. And if we like it enough, we'll read it on air, but we'll also send out some codes. Producer Sean is handling that. He's also interacting with chat. Thank you guys for being here on a Sunday evening. We know you can be in a lot of different places. We do appreciate the support. And as you can see, night by night by night, we are continuing to grow as more people are playing World of Tanks, more people are playing the team battles, more people are signing up for the qualifiers because they want to be part of history in esports and in gaming altogether. Mine's first map. What can we expect, Rukel?
Well, we always talk about the water side. We always talk about that hill play. It's going to depend on, and you're going to have to tell me if you see this already, because I'm just going to go ahead and tell it straight.
Okay.
Any WZ-132s yet?
Not yet. We haven't gotten to the tank picking
No, still
yet.
not enough time yet. All right. So without seeing tanks, guys, I'm just going to remind you, if we see WZ-132s, we're going to expect that hill play. Now, the engagement will not start right at the entrance of the hill. It's probably actually going to start more around here, slightly inwards, because the way 1390 reload works, there's actually not, if they take the most optimal route, they're not actually loaded until they reach there, which is really an interesting thing because WZ-132 can get shots in the area before that. This whole area right at the entrance to the hill, WZ-132 lands right there, except it becomes 1390 land slightly to the east. But aside from that, don't forget about water play. If we don't see WZ-132s, we see maybe two 1390s. Expect lighthouse play from the north. From the south, we could see much the same thing crossing to the south, or more greedily, I've actually seen before, up to G1. If that happens, that's a really aggressive move. Now, we actually saw with Pub Stars earlier, after they got that hill control from the north, they went down and did that cap pressure that we were talking about with hill control, and you get east side control. So I didn't talk much about the east because of that, but we'll go back and continue on. Coach,
Sure. If you can illustrate here, what I really liked was the 1390s that were up on the hillside. When it was open on the east with Miserable and the T1, they jumped down the hill, and this is what we saw last time, and they were able to move to the south. Uh-oh.
I've broken it.
He broke it. But as you can see on the town, they moved to the south, got that flag cap, and that's how Pub Stars was able to beautifully execute that win on that map for that series. But we're in a new series here, Sperglords versus Hammer Time, match number 4, battle number 1 on mines. Let's battle.
And taking a look at the tanks, we have a Pershing AT-69, two 1390s, and WZ-132, an 85 for Das Not a Toy. And for Zazzy, we're going to see actually the 100 mil being mounted for his WZ-132. So pay attention to that.
It's not a toy. It's a tank. As Crocodile thinks it's not a knife. It's reminded me of that. Shout out to the Australian teams in the SCA division. Got to see them and have some fun with them at WCG.
You ever read the Tank Girl comics?
Good bunch of guys. No, I haven't.
Oh man, that is.
I need to watch me some.
And you
some
should.
Girls in Panza.
Oh, that's a good show too.
Lazarus takes a hit, bumps into dry nets. Oh no, WZ-132, that's not a toy, trying to focus on Zazie. Dry nets and another shot in the 1390s. They take down Lazarus. No, photo finish hits a hit. NYPD takes some shots on the other side. Photo finish the T-69 behind the rock to stay out of the firefight. This is a huge skirmish. Marco 30,001 takes a huge hit on both sides. He's sandwiched in between and he falls. 3 tanks are going to stop him from moving. And Zaz in the WZ-132 still at 654 HP. Going to cruise around next to Dry Nets. Dry Nets in the 1390s. Going to see Wallhacks and the Pershing. Wallhacks and Lestat sick. Falling back. Wow. Hammer time. Dropping the hammer.
Yeah, just not a real even fight there. Went way one-sided early. And there goes Wallhacks. Next is the Static. Yeah, GG very quickly. Wow, that's less than 2 minutes to wrap that up.
Whoa. All right, well, the T1s are going to push up against RJ. He's going to fall back, try to stay alive here. Hammer Time Mines is their lucky map, and they're going to start this series off fast. And just a couple more seconds here. RJ.
It's a formality from here, Clutch.
Whoa, RJ's going to hold.
He's still got some fight left in him.
Saying I'm
He's
not
had
gonna go
only
down.
1 hit point. Krieg's will be
Oh,
loaded.
he missed another shot. Kriegmaster gets the rank damage, though.
Oh, but Drynitz will get the other rank.
And that does it for battle number 1. Hammer Time's able to take it very decisively.
Wow.
The WZ-132, I'm liking what they keep bringing here with that consistent fire tank, but also pinning those 1390s.
Now, they wrote the 100 mil on that WZ-132, I think. Yeah, that was Zazzy with the 100 mil, so maybe a case right there for your choice of Alpha. For that, he brought a
Alpha
rammer
for
as well,
speed.
so he had some really solid fire.
I would rather go for the Alpha at the very beginning.
And APCR, 100 mil fires APCR.
Let's go ahead and jump to the replay, guys, because there was a lot of things happening in that skirmish. Here you can see tanks moving up to the hill, and Real Kill detail for us exactly
Okay,
what's
so
happening.
they go to the far side, make it so the medium tanks are not going to be able to support this position very easily. They block tanks so that their own mediums are able to put fire in and help. So you've got more guns on target than your opponents. That's what Hammer Time is doing right in this situation. They're making it so their opponent's going to have a hard time, those mediums have a hard time supporting and putting fire on these 3 lights. In the meantime, they're able to clean up the other lights, and their own mediums aren't taking any fire at all, almost any fire. T69 takes a little bit of damage. Now it's a formality because they were able to cut off and segment this up. They were able to get the win in this fight.
Let's go ahead and jump into the stats here. 3 for 3 was the WZ-132 for Zazzy. Neander in the 1390, she was able to land 6 for 6. All her shots, NYPD 5 for 7. Photo finish 8 for 8 in the T69. He was just finished his second clip. And Drynitz 6 for 6. Landing those shots, guys, even in brawl mode, is very important. And you do have to aim in brawl mode because you can bounce. It is a possibility. That's why I love to go in brawl mode as a T32 versus an IS-3.
Do you zoom in when you brawl? Do you go back and forth? Or do you stay in third person?
For medium zoom.
You like, okay.
Yeah.
Do you zoom back out and ever fire in third person?
Yes, when I'm firing on the move.
Okay. That makes sense.
Because I need to make sure I don't crash into a wall.
Yeah. if you watch me play, I'm always like, I'm like constantly hitting shift. I'm like shift.
Yeah, I jump in and out of it. But
and I scared my computer by hitting shift over and over again.
wow,
Yeah.
sticky keys.
Sticky keys, man.
Do you want to activate sticky keys? I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what sticky keys are used for.
It just makes it so you can't hit it over and over again.
Oh,
Makes
well,
it.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and jump into battle number 2. Prohorovka will be the map choice. Can this be a 3-0? Or will Sperglords show their teeth on this battle? We'll find out. What do we have for tanks?
Well, for tanks, we have 2 Pershings, a T692, 1390s for the side. Risk, I think.
Photo finish 982 HP, a 1440. Again, we keep focusing on this guy because he is the recon tank. A Pershing, you think recon, really? But yeah, he is out in the middle, and he, 1, can try to bounce some shots up his turret, but 2, see 3 different ways. They can come from the west, well, mostly from the northwest, but also from the east. Nothing's going to happen. Wallhacks in the Pershing sees him as well. Minute and 3 seconds. Wallhacks takes a hit. He's going to fall back. Less than a minute now, and I believe you're right, Root Kill. It's probably going to be our first draw of the night.
Yeah.
Between these
It
two
happens.
teams.
Neither team really wanting to make the engagement. Sometimes you just don't feel comfortable enough in your position to make it happen. Sperglords had Lazarus under a lot of fire. He is leading the team to my knowledge. So with the commander shooken up like that, maybe you don't want to make a push happen because you don't feel confident yourself. So it kind of transitions into the way you call. You don't depend on yourself, so you don't really call your team to make take those risks. Hammer Time, on the other hand, has had Zazzy get real beat up, and maybe because of that have decided not to make a push. Or they just want to camp it. I mean, Hammer Time's up 1. They can do that.
Photo finish 982 at a 1440. It's going to get close to seamless stat. 10 seconds left. He takes a hit. I just love looking at the Pershing, guys. That's why I stayed on him. It's going to be 3 more seconds. It's going to be a draw. 2, 1, and that's the map. First draw of the night between Hammer Time and Sperglords. You know, there's really not much to say except it became a no man's land after a while. Zazzy was hit so hard, which debilitated Hammer Time from making any type of movement, I think, out of that corner.
I think they were just going for a draw. Yeah, it's Sperglord's choice of map. Sperglords obviously was on the offensive. They weren't making a huge offensive, and Hammer Time just on the back foot didn't have to do anything.
Let's take a commercial break. We come back. Battle number 3 of Sperglords versus Hammer Time. Stay tuned. You're watching the Gold League for World of Tanks. Welcome back to the Gold League. Back by popular demand. It is Big Dave. Stay tuned for more segments.
I love
featuring
that
him.
commercial.
Me too. It was a lot of fun to put together.
It was in Vietnam.
We had a great script that was written for us as well. Fulcrum Gaming was with us that day. We did a lot of filming. They had a lot of fun. I miss those guys, man. I miss everyone that we get to hang out with.
Maybe we can invite them back down here. Of course, then they'd have to play their matches here. That might, never mind. That might be a problem.
Maybe for the qualifiers, another season, bring them back. And they're great on camera as well. A lot of these guys are great personalities. Jump into the game, guys. Steps, battle number 3, Sperglords versus Hammer Time. What do we got for tanks?
For the tanks, got Wallhawks and the Pershing, Das Not a Toy, and the T-69, along with the Static, Lazarus and the 1390, Marco 3001, 1390, Phonon, and the War Tractor. On the other side, 416, Pershing, 3 1390s.
3 1390s. I like it.
You like it? I like it too.
I do like it for this map because you got the mobility factor here. You can dodge, you can weave, you can dip, you can slide, you can fire,
You can duck,
you can dodge.
you can dodge a
Dodge,
shell,
duck,
you
dip,
can dodge
dive,
a ball.
and dodge. That's right. Imagine dodging a shell. My goodness. You can dodge those Waffentrager 150
No, you could dodge any shell.
millimeter shells.
You just gotta, see it coming,
Be far away from it. Yeah.
Yeah. You can do that in T-52.
It's really hard to dodge artillery, I tell you that.
Nah, it's all right. You just wiggle a lot. They don't know what's going to happen.
Back
You
and
like
forth.
pretend to go forward to the left. You're like, nah. Going forward, just right, then I back up. That's how you dodge them.
Serpentine pattern.
But not perfectly serpentine.
Nope.
'Cause then you're just predictable.
That's predictable. Well, let's see if we can predict what's going to happen here. T1 Kriegmaster going to be in the bush. This is another map that is open and does cause a lot of, no, not a lot, but a certain amount of draws. I'd say probably right behind Prohorovka for Season 2. Ruinberg was the draw map for Season 1.
Although I really don't like... I don't think this is a big draw map. I think it's really easy to make it happen. Because you've seen it happen almost every time. We haven't had a draw on... Have we had a draw tonight on steps?
Nope. The only
Nope.
draw we've had tonight
See?
is on the last map we just did. Which
Yeah, that's
was
Prohorovka.
Prohorovka.
Yeah, so Prohorovka can be a little bit more prone to draws than steps. Just with the play style. I mean, you could try to play for a draw, but most teams are beginning to figure out how to make that approach happen.
Neander in the 1390, Dryness in the 1390, and Zali in the 1390. The 3 1390 Amigos are super north, and they're not seeing any tanks yet. They're not spotted yet, according to what I see. Are they spotted on your
I don't see anything.
monitor? No,
I
but
don't
now
see
they're
anyone.
now they're crossing the breach and they're getting to the flag. They're
Phonon
gonna-
may spot them. He will spot Neondir. He will spot Drynitz.
Osiris is to the south. This is going to be a good isolation approach coming out of Hammer Time, though. They could focus on that 1390 very quickly.
And now everything's
Track
running.
shot would be some a good tactic to use here to stop him, but can't
Run,
get
Lazarus.
to him.
Run. It's not a fair fight. This is not good for Laz. He is in a 3v1. He's about to be taken down, and he misses a shot, unfortunately.
Neander got some airtime as soon as she landed, dropped the tracks, and then got the kill.
With that, there's a tier 8 advantage going to the Hammer Time. That's going to be really hard to deal with. Sperglords, this is an open map. When you are down at tier 8, it's hard to come back because you have to catch somebody out of position, and that relies on Hammer Time making a mistake.
I'm really confused why Photo Finish and the other Pershing or the Object 416, the other medium tank, are going south. They have a tier 8 advantage. Go to the north. Well, T1 falls. Kriegmaster's going to hang behind. I think they're anticipating flag cap retaliation coming out of Sperglords since they were not to the north, but Sperglords is going to move to a defensive position.
Yeah.
And now it's going to be...
But they're actually going to leave at 1390. Who's
Like,
that
yeah, they're gonna
1390
leave,
up there? Oh, he's not staying. It's just me lagging.
Sazi is not that. It is Neander. who's
So
up to the
Neander was
north.
kind of lagging behind. Neander could have actually probably stayed back, maybe. Been passive a bit. And then when they spotted that, they'd return to
Oh, she is
base.
staying back. She sees the T69 further away.
Oh, okay. There we go. She can stay and scout, and then the rest of them will recognize the... Oh, hits? That's nice. On Static from way downtown. Hits onto maybe his gun. Does not crit, and he makes a saving roll. Ken is undamaged. Static gets behind cover, and now they're going to go try and find that little pesky scout to the east.
And
Neander's
Marco 30,001 spotted by Neander again. Focusing on that 11390 will allow. Looks like they're not jumping on it yet because they have no scouting information on where the rest of Sperglords is. If they had one of their T1s moving way to the west, that would be helpful, however, very dangerous. And Neander's going to move from the south. Might be a tag team photo finish.
I guess they're shifting position, maybe going to try and attack from the west, hoping that it's an unexpected approach against the Sperglords, but they have a tier 8 advantage. If they can close the distance, make the brawl happen, they have every advantage in this situation and should come out ahead. I don't see, like, Drynitz is the only one who's taken a hit, right?
Drynitz is the only one that's taking any damage, except for Overlord Prime, of course, being dead. But 849 of 1100, and its 3 tanks have been destroyed now. The 2 T1s have fallen on the side of Sperglords. This is total map control for Hammer Time, and they need to just coordinate and drop the hammer and get the win here.
Well, that's what they're doing, but it looks like Marco 30,001 is looking in the right direction because Hammer Time is headed straight up the middle. And as they make this trench run, Marco is just going to be able to shut them down if he gets a chance to. Of course, I'm expecting him to put maybe only one shot. He does spot NYPD, Zazie, and Neandir. And, and Drynitz. Everyone is spotted, and he's going to back away, not able to make any connections. And there's Kriegermaster and Photo Finisher also spotted. This isn't looking too good for the Sperglords.
Zazie takes a big hit, though. Now that he jumps up, we're going to have some brawls happening. Wallhacks takes down the T1. Marco 30,001 takes the first hit. Shoots and misses against Neander. Neander's able to fire and get a shot in the front of Marco. And NYPD in the Object 416 and that consistent fire is going to push up against the 1390. He takes a big hit from the Pershing from far away. Zazie calls it on Marco, says let's focus fire him. NYPD moves in. Cleanup kill happens. Wallhacks now takes some damage, surrounded by 3 tanks. This is going to be an isolation kill, and this is the beginning of the end for Sperglords on this map.
Yeah, also Drynitz is going to be able to take down the stat. There goes Wallhacks. And now only Das Not a Toy is left alive. Full health, actually.
Well, not anymore.
Wow.
Shot lands against him. Another hit in the T-69. Object 416 takes a shot to the front. That shell bounced around inside the tank. Das Not a Toy. Now going to be hit from 3 different sides. Focusing on Neander, though. Nothing he can really do except fall. Shot fired and missed. And NYPD pushes up against him. Goes for a tank against the hull. Das Not a Toy is going to fall. It's a photo finish in the Pershing. Does he get the shot? No, it's Drynitz gets the final hit. And Hammer Time brings us 2-0 with 1 draw on steps.
You're talking about a draw, Clutch.
Well, open map. It can happen.
Yeah.
Where did it start to go wrong for the Sperglords?
When they lost Lazarus, he didn't run away. He just stood and fought. He's like, why would I run away? I'm at 1390. There's only 1, 2, 3 of them. And they spotted that way out ahead. Lazarus could have gotten away without even being spotted, I think.
Yep.
But he stayed. That's really not what should have happened. This is Lazarus right here getting caught out. You can see how surrounded he is. Catch. That's some sweet air by me.
That was.
Yeah.
That was.
And 3 1390s are going to burst down a single 1390 in no time. He's only able to get off 2 shots before going down.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, guys. When we come back, the next battle number 4 of Hammer Time versus the Sperglords. Stay tuned. The Gold League continues after this. Welcome back to Gold League. Quick shout out to Illusion J on Twitter who sent us this tweet at WGLNA. He says, I didn't choose the Stug Life. The Stug Life chose me. Most produced German armor of the war. Hashtag WW2. It is the Stug 3. Thanks for sending us that tweet. I think Illusion J may have already received a code this week. We do give you a code. Give one to your friend. Or give out on your stream or somewhere. But thank you for participating in our little giveaway and also for watching the stream this week. And we will continue again, guys, starting Thursday night at 5 o'clock Pacific time. But we still got 2 more matches. We're in battle number 4 of match number 4. And that's between Sperglords versus Hammer Time. The map is going to be, for the first time tonight, Abby. Let's go ahead and jump into the battle.
And looking at the tanks we're going to see on Abbey, we're going to see a 5100, Pershing T69, and 2 1390s for the side of Sperglords. Hammer Time will be bringing 2 5100s, an STA-1, and 2 1390s. That's an interesting choice of tank. Great gun depression, not the strongest turret, but it may not be a huge factor. Depends on how they play.
Use AP rounds on that STA-1 photo finish, not not teat.
It's a choice thing, Clutch. When you have a fast reload, you
Yeah,
can
it's
afford to.
It's a choice. It's
choose.
choosing right or wrong.
It's choosing right or right for the situation. Heat is
Sure.
situational, I think, for right now.
It was situational, Your Honor. It was situational. It was right for the situation. NYPD 1390. Let's go ahead and jump over to him. He's going to be leading the charge here. Guess what? They're choosing west, and the other team from the south, Sperglords, going up the center line. And is that Kriegmaster that's scouting him? No, it's Overlord Prime.
Well, he wasn't going to stop anyone. Marco was going to be getting into a proxy spots position now, and he will not spot anyone. Also, T1 will not spot anything in return. Marco, that wall did not deserve it. No way it's so mean. Lestat, though, is chilling out back at base. That's not a toy. And Wallhacks, we're watching the mid, but it looks like they're going to go to the east, similar to what we see out of the Cazadores.
It's the architecture. It's why he was trying to hit that wall. But wall is sturdy enough that it didn't fall. Means good masonry.
Good wall.
Good masonry. Well, here is that western area that we saw before, where they went across the water. It was very effective. One of the teams did that as a surprise. And all you have to do is come down. What you have to do is come down.
Oh,
this
Neander
ridgeway.
spotted.
Oh, spotting happening in the center. They
And
come
Marco
across.
puts out some shots. Does he connect with the Endir? Does he connect?
He does. It is one hit in that 5100, 1160 out of 1400 on this heavy French tank.
That's a good hit. That is good. That is good for Sperglords. They will be very happy with this.
Rukil is not sick, guys. He's actually turning into an old Jewish grandma.
You're
that
just like your father.
All right, Neander took some damage, but she's going to stay in that position. Kriegmaster, Overlord Prime. From the Bronx, by the way, guys. Old Jewish grandma from the Bronx. Overlord Prime. Not scouting anything. I'm not seeing anything on the map for him. Yet.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of spotting going on right now. And as Sperglords take up position, excuse me.
No problem. Neander in the 5100 is now going to follow the rest of her teammates.
Yeah. I was gonna say is starting to see a really slow position out of Sperglords. They've taken over control of the west side of the map. They've got control much like we see out of the Cazadores, almost exactly like the Cazadores in many ways. Lestat and Destinatoy, Toy, great spotting on their southern positions in their own cap. In the north, we got RJ in the 1390, hunting around much like we see out of Kufo. But he's not going to actually find anything because there's not a whole lot there. Hammer Time's not even really doing much in that portion of the map.
This is battle number 4. If we go to a draw, Hammer Time wins it.
Oh.
So they don't have to be aggressive. They don't have to push in.
Yeah, it's the onus is on Sperglords.
6 minutes and 34 seconds. Sperglords is going to have to be the ones to make the move here. And this is really advantageous for Hammer Time.
Yeah, they're opting though to play it out slow instead of maybe trying to catch their opponent off guard. One interesting idea I'm thinking of is maybe a full-on just north across the A-line push, or a blitz with some 1390 hit squad.
I like to see a blitz coming out from them because
Yeah.
they can use the elevation of the actual Abbey side, blocking a lot of those cross shots coming from the west.
That's a solid answer. I'm also thinking maybe they could have tried a west side, or it's a lot of teams don't go to the east, and I'm wondering what kind of. I don't think we've seen Hammer. Have we seen Hammer Time on Abbey before?
We'll have to check our battle notes,
they
but
don't leave a lasting imprint at least.
No,
so.
it's the Cazadores that I feel makes the most lasting imprint of Abbey. Let's go ahead and jump up to Kriegmaster here. Up to the north, he's going to scout any push that the Sperglords may have, which if we get past the 5-minute mark, Sperglords could go for a dash of insanity and try to go for the flag cap. Maybe it'll work with some good well-placed shots from further away. Maybe one of the 1390s could come down from the south and get some shots from behind. A lot of hypothetical maybes, guys, but they're going to have to come up with something innovative or something effective within 5 minutes, because if they do not win this battle and the next battle, obviously if they win the next 2 battles, it will be a draw. But if they draw out on this series, on this map. It will be a win for Hammer
I
Times.
wonder if Sperglords recognize that. They're playing so slowly that and with just under 5 minutes left of the map, that if they have a plan that will work.
They still have plenty of time. I mean,
With 4 minutes on Abby, I think that they're going to have a hard time making it work. I think that if they speed it up too much, they go too fast. And
who's in the south?
Okay.
Who's in the very south?
Oh, in the very south, that's a T1.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah,
then,
phone on.
They're in trouble.
Yeah.
I thought if they had a 1390 down there, that could go
T1
for the
kill.
chase.
That's big, actually. Killing Overlord Prime is a lot of map control. That's a lot of pressure and spotting that won't be happening for the Hammer Time team. Sperglords now has a chance to close the distance. They need to get right up into C3. If they can get up into C3, maybe stick RJ up there. And there's pinging happening right now. I see it right in C3. RJ wants to be there. And there's some coverage slightly to the north. That's not a toy. Static. They're all trained on the north. And Hammer Time knows it. Hammer Time's moving into position to counter this. They see it coming.
Wallhacks took a big hit from way downtown. He's going to fall back, second guessing whether to be the front man on that side of the Alpha Bravo 7 section. And around the other corner, down the Delta line, we're going to see one of the light tanks. He may get, he's going to be covered a little bit if he can get an approach, if there's an overcommitment happening from Hammer Time.
Now take a look at this clutch. We're actually going to get some spotting from Marco 30,001. This is map knowledge right here that we don't get to see a lot of use. He could be proxy spotting, but he's also got a great vantage point to look directly to the north. If there is some proper spotting, Marco will then drop off the hill. Careful. And he does it so. And now he will make his approach. But little does he know, there is an STA-1 to his direct north.
And now firing's coming out from the bushes, the NYPD in the higher ground against a T-69. Shot rings out against him, though, in the Pershing from Wallhacks.
Kriegsmaster is spotted, and Marco lines up a shot. But Wallhacks takes him down. Marco will actually waste a shot. Photo finish will fire, connect with Marco, and that will actually reveal the STA-1's position. Marco is spooked and backs off.
Zazie in the 1390 has not taken any damage yet. He's waiting for his opportunity. 2 minutes and 35 seconds on the map. Sperglords are now fully committing to the north side. They have to go for the win. Go for broke.
And they will commit. RJ and Marco are there looking for that STA-1. If they can get that, maybe they can keep it rolling and work with it with the cover fire to the immediate southeast. Neandir is spotted out in the open. She's rolling down the hill, takes fire down to 959. Dryness is there too. Neandir down to 657, and the engagement has begun, but RJ is on fire.
That was a huge hit. Neander falls. Drynet's down to 829. But the 1390 is going to be up against a three-pronged attack on all sides. They're going to clean this up very decisively. Photo finish in the STA-1 moves in as part of the cleanup crew. Another shot misses against Marco. Another shot misses from that 5100, 1390s. Another miss.
Ooh, Marco putting him into the dirt. He needs one more shot, and there it is. Finally finishing off Zazie. And Wallhacks is moving up, but their autoloader should be reloading. There's a minute 37, minute 20 on the cap. Marco should go down if he can't get any cover. And I'm not seeing him in any cover. He does go down.
Photo finish gets that kill. And Drynet's able to take down Candyman. That's going to stop the flag cap.
Oh, no.
And if all three tanks, even two tanks now, get on that flag, it's going to be GG with a minute and 18 seconds left.
And Lestat got hung up as he tried to get into another position, taking damage down to 352 hit points. That is actually huge. He's not able to come into support. Minute 8 left in the battle, but he is not in good shape right now. That's not a toy moving to the west, trying to get a better shot on the STA-1, but I see a light tank moving into D1. Who is that? Is that a T1?
Moving into D1,
No,
that
not.
is NYPD. All the T1s are dead for this side of Hammer Time. He's
So they're
getting
playing
out
for
of
the
there.
draw.
Yep. Yes, they are. They're playing for the win. 43 seconds left. Sperglords is going to have to push in. They have a couple more seconds yet left if they want to go for the flag cap, and it's going to be too late. And this is going to be a win scenario for Hammer Time.
Yeah.
Only about 30
Sports
seconds
needs
left.
to understand this. They just need to push in, hope for it, and make the best of it, because what other options do they have? They can't just sit here and let it drop.
No, but now that one tank went to hide, and because of that, if one tank still survives, it means it will be a draw.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you don't manage the clock well enough. Sperglord's unable to make it happen in 10 minutes. That's the length of the timer. You have 10 minutes to make it work. The maps are relatively large, but you've got enough time to deal with it. If Sperglords had gone faster, I think they could have made this work, but unfortunately,
Faster and more coordinated. It is unfortunate, though. And that is going to be a win for Hammer Time, playing for the draw. Hey, when you're in that type of scenario, they went for the kills at the last couple seconds. They were able to win that battle, that brawl at the bottom of the hill, stopped the one T1 that was going for the flag cap. The other heavy, the Pershing, was not involved. He had a couple shots early on, about halfway through the game, but then he just fell back.
Yeah, it's meh. Not a really phenomenal show out of Sperglords on Abbey.
No, not the case. Not the case. Well, that does mean we still have one more match tonight, and that match is going to be River of Blood versus #RU. And we've seen River of Blood perform phenomenally so far in the Gold League of Season 1 and Season 2, and they are continuing to perform well as they are up 2-0. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, the final match of the night, the final match of week number 1 for Season 3 of the Gold League for World of Tanks. Stay tuned.